Welcome to Fire Away, Seriously Funny Conversations, the podcast where we catch up on things that make us laugh and things that make us human. We are Matt Bays and Leslie Robbins, and today we are going to talk about
sin.
6 Flags Over Jesus, the dead, church.
We make Leslie uncomfortable.
We talk about the good and bad of it, whether or not we want to go anymore, and we make Leslie sweat. And she's sitting on the floor.
In my Hoarders of Buried Alive bedroom.
Say it again that I look nice.
You do. You look good and you look so dressy. Where's your tie bar?
Because we're going to be talking about church.
Oh, God. I should have put a dress on. You drop a bomb on me, baby. You drop a bomb on me. God, I look like Beetlejuice sitting here. I put on extra bronzer because I feel like I've been looking like there's just no helping it. I'm pale.
I can't.
As my mom would say, I'm white as a fish belly.
That's what she said.
This episode airs on
Memorial Day. Oh, then we should say something about Memorial Day.
Let's talk about dead again. Let's talk about dead, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Yes, I'm glad that we don't overtly have to talk about death today. We just know that death is a part of this moment. Wait, Memorial Day's on Monday.
Well, it's the weekend. It's Friday leading into Memorial Day weekend.
So you celebrate the dead all weekend long.
Oh, honey, listen, here we go. You just opened up a can.
What?
And they listen to this too, and I love you for it. But there are people in my family that go Memorial Day weekend and they clean the headstones. And I'm not making fun of them. They clean them. They put new flowers on.
That's nice.
It's so nice. But
Isn't
they
it?
take it super serious. Yes.
Leslie, I want you to go and get video.
Well, they post pictures. So
They do?
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
They get down
and is it just their own family members or do they do it for everybody?
I think their mom has passed away and their sister and maybe, I don't know, but they get down, sit in the grass and they spray it down and they wipe it and wash it and they put a new flowers on. It's
and Windex?
I don't know what you clean.
I hope so, because I love me some Windex.
Listen, on TikTok, there is a whole account where this woman goes and cleans like old tombstones and she tells you how they died. She does research. Love it. Love that one too. She
does research?
Yeah, she'll say, this is John Thomas, and he died in 1724 of da-ba-ba-ba-da. And I can't think of what it was called.
Too many bologna sandwiches.
But she's got all the scoop on them.
Oh, how is Tom's gout?
It's fine. He called the doctor and they gave him medicine and it was fine 2 days later.
He's better.
Yeah.
Did his toe look like a monster? What happens when you get it?
I don't really
know. You didn't look at it?
Oh,
we are not the same person. I would have investigated that thing with a spyglass.
I don't know if you noticed, but Nana posted on one of our Fireway Instagram posts.
Who's Nana?
My Aunt Janet.
Oh, okay.
She said she thinks
her out. We're going to have to beep her name now. She didn't care.
Well, this is the episode she'll probably care the most about. Nana, I'm so sorry. We won't tag you in any.
We are sorry, Nana.
But she posted that she thinks she got gout at Gatlinburg last weekend.
Gatlinburg?
Gatlin.
I swear to God, I just thought you said Gatlinburg.
No, I didn't. If I did, I didn't mean to. I'm not that quick.
Well, when we watch this back, we'll know for sure if the edit is in there. It sounded like you said that she got gout at Gatlinburg.
Well, that's what we should call it then.
I like it. Hashtag Gatlinburg.
That's what this episode's called.
Gatlinburg.
It's going to be kind of misleading because they'll be like, oh, this is about gout. It's about the church and all the blasphemous things we have to say about sin. And they're going to be
we're going to call this one either Gatlinburg or the Sin Eater. The Sin Eater. Yes.
Ooh,
the Sin Eater. There's no such thing as sin. Let's call it that.
Oh my God, please.
I want to get you in trouble.
Oh my God.
The funny thing is that church that I worked at in Indianapolis, I could say all of this and be on staff there and they wouldn't care a bit.
Yeah.
Because they're not all up in your grill. And like, we can't have you not believing exactly what we believe. Like, I like a church that can trust you to have your own experience. I'm going to shut up right now because I keep on going down this road. I have lots of feelings. I'm like that girl in Mean Girls that shows up at their assembly.
Oh, God.
And she's from another school. Do you remember her?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, do you even go to this school? And she's like, no, I just have a lot of feelings.
Oh, what are you doing here?
At a church that I formerly worked at, there was a person that came in while I was in the coffee shop. It was one of those kinds of churches that was trying to get us to buy like these Jesus dolls. And I just happened in getting my coffee and I'm hearing this conversation and I said out loud, because I didn't like it, oh, what is that? And he goes, it's a Jesus doll. It speaks in 7 different languages. And I was like, uh-huh. And I literally said, now this is me being shitty. I told you in the last one, I don't always get shitty. I went, ooh, creepy. It is creepy.
It is. I just don't feel like, as much as I know about Jesus, he doesn't seem the type that would like a doll made out of himself. He was kind of a humble person.
Yeah. Right.
He was sort of about the humility. And I don't think he'd be cool about, hey, let's make merch.
And can we not sell Jesus? Here he comes, Barbie Jesus. That's what I feel like. It's like Barbie Jesus from Mattel.
Batteries not included.
They better not be. He better be doing that shit
or
like
miracle.
a miracle.
Yes, these are miracles.
So anyway, I think we should talk about church.
Okay, great. Let me just start sweating. Start sweating. Oh, my Lord.
Okay, so here's what got me thinking about church. First of all, you and I grew up in it. Mm-hmm. Cut our teeth on the altar. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're 3-4 times a week, right? Mm-hmm. All the youth conventions, all of the youth meetings, all of the children's choirs, the youth choirs where we met, all of it. And it did what it did. And then for some of us, it stopped working. I don't know where you are on that path, but so I worked full-time in a church for 27 years, then left, then came here to Cincinnati and started looking for churches that were affirming of queer folks, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there are numerous ones around here. They're just boring to me. They're just boring. I hate that, but they are. They're boring. I can't have somebody shaking a stick at me that water comes out of. You know what I mean? It's like, what is happening right now? It's great for a laugh, but I don't want this every week. And it literally happened to Chris. The guy shook the stick and water went on him. He didn't know water was coming out of it. So when it hit him, he like flinched. And you know how it is in church when you laugh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you almost can't get a hold of it. Mm-mm. Anyway, today I was invited to like a church event and there were 5 people there.
Oh.
Yep. And it's this group that's trying to get something going, you know, and they're affirming of queer people, or I wouldn't be there. But the lady in charge, I mean, she's real sweet. Her husband, real sweet. They're very kind people and all that. But I'm sitting there and they're talking about that they're wanting to build these affirming communities where people kind of take care of each other and have this community. And I'm like, okay, you mean friendship is what it sort of felt like to me. But I cannot express to you, like I left, got in the elevator, the door closed, and literally my first initial response was, I don't want anything to do with any of this. I don't.
With what? I mean, like with starting something new or?
Definitely not starting new. I'm not saying I'd never go to church again.
No.
I would, but it's like, say you've got a grocery store. I have zero passion in starting up a new grocery store. I'm just going to go to Kroger and like it and lump it all at the same time. Mm-hmm. I don't like this about it, but whatever. This is where I get my groceries. Mm-hmm. So I go to a church that is already established and I'd like it and lump it, except for the man shaking the water stick. But I don't want to be any part of starting this new thing that we're fixing.
Yeah.
I don't care. Church for me is just you and me being friends and you being able to cry and say, this is what I'm going through. And me saying, it's going to be okay. We'll figure it out. Let's keep talking about it, whatever. That's church. Mm-hmm. I don't need my kid to go slide down a whatever into their classroom for Jesus. And that's what I have to say about that. I don't want to start a church. And I don't really want to go to a church where they need me to help start a church.
Right. It's like on The Office when Angela was having a Christmas party and then Pam and what's her face were trying to have another Christmas party and they compete with each other. Like, well, we're going to have our Christmas party. It's going to be cookies and fudge and we have giveaways. And
yeah, it's not because I'm lazy and I don't want to help. It's because I don't think I believe in it.
There's I don't know. I do believe in the church. You're 10 years ahead of me. So I'm still kind of evolving. For me, like going through my divorce, I had a lot of people from my church, well, mostly like you said, friendships that kind of came around and seriously was like my people during a really hard time. To me, that's the church. What's not the church is legalism.
Yeah.
The Six Flags Over Jesus, like we have a coffee shop and we have.
I want to discuss the Six Flags Over Jesus thing in this little segment too.
Let's do it. Go for it.
Okay, but keep going.
It's constantly trying to say, hey, look at us. We're hip. We're cool. We do this. Look at our paint color, small group time. We have a playground in our children's ministry. Cool.
Yeah, what's on the menu? And it's like there have to be 53 things.
You and I come from
trying so desperately to get people there, but why? And they think it's to save people's souls. And that's what I have a problem with, because I don't think people's souls need saving. Like all we've told people for 150 years is you are bad to the core. Like you come out of your mama's hoo-ha and you are a sinner.
Yeah.
Destined for hell. Sure. And I just don't buy any of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do we need all of these people to come? It is a business. It's a corporation. But here's the thing. Like I said, I would go to church. I was a part of a church for 3 years that I worked at that was Affirming Church back in Indy. And I had a great experience. And if I were there, my ass would be in that church every Sunday because of the friendships and the people that I knew there. And I would help out and it was established and it was wonderful. But I don't like if they were starting this new church plant in some area, I don't know. There's something about it that rubs me the wrong way. And I can't quite put my finger on it other than to say that I feel like a lot of that stuff is just antiquated, just old and doesn't do anything. But you have friendships there and there are people that care about you and that's all wonderful. But I'm watching someone like Chris, my husband, who has a great sense of community, love and support around him. I mean, that guy came out of the closet and like he only heard wonderful things and had so much support in cheering him on and love and connection. And he doesn't go to church.
Yeah. Remember that Francis Chan, he did say that the people were leaving their church to go to the gangs because the community was better there. That's what I'm trying to
like gangs, like fighting gangs.
Yes, because there was better community there. People cared more about them in the gangs than they did at the church. And I mean, hello. Right.
That's what I'm saying. So yes, I think it's a good reset on Sundays to take a moment to meditate and reflect and stop and think about life, love, family, what I want for my life. And a lot of people use church for that. I think that's great. But I have a shit ton of friends that are in AA who use AA for that.
Yeah.
My good friend Laura always says church is where you find it.
Yeah.
For her, it's an AA meeting.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I've gone to church for so long that I don't mind it. I actually enjoy it. It doesn't sound like it. I do, but I don't know that I am like this, like, we just need to create something like just one more brand of church makes me want to throw myself off a bridge.
It's really tricky. You're right.
Okay. Maybe we shouldn't talk about Six Flags Over Jesus.
No, we can't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't feel like we're calling anybody out. The last thing I'll say is it's interesting. All I want to say is this. I have a Instagram account with my sister, and basically we just post memes That's it. And when I promoted it 3 years ago, I got tons of follows. All my friends followed me, no problem. Shared it, liked it, all still do. When I start a podcast with a gay guy, I can't get any friends to like it. I hate that. I hate it.
Is that right?
Yeah. I hate it. It makes me so mad. So
I didn't know that. I'm glad you said that. Did any part of you think, I don't even want to tell Matt that because it'll make him feel bad?
I mean, I feel like you're used to it probably. So,
oh, I am. But see, that's where I think that I watched a video today where a guy talks about Jeffrey Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
You will ditch people and should, because at some point you're going to realize the deeper conversations that you are trying to have, you just can't do it with those people anymore because they're not really interested in moving forward or any sort of self-actualization or healing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
And you will ditch them, and you should.
I think most of it comes from a place of fear. They don't want to get the backlash of whatever they think they're going to get. But like, who really cares at this point? You know, like,
well, people feel like, I mean, it's the age old in the church, believe it or not. Remember when there'd be a pregnant teen?
Yes. That's
like, do we give them a baby shower or not? Well, if we give them a baby shower, we don't want them to think that we're condoning that they had sex before marriage. It's like, can we just complicate this? How about we just, this 17-year-old who can't afford jack squat for their baby, that we give them a crib, give them formula and diapers.
And just help them. Yeah.
But it's the same thing where like, we just don't want to share Leslie's post because we don't want her to think that we're okay with gay people.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's the other. I think it's they don't want others to think they're okay with gay people. I think they actually are. I just think that they don't want anybody to like question them or like they don't want to get into it. And I've been to that place. I've been because I hate confrontation, but I'm just kind of tired of it. I went through divorce. And so in the 80s and 90s, I remember being like, oh, a single mom, taboo. Yeah. And now it's everybody's fine with it. But be gay or be friends with somebody who's gay, woo, I gotta distance myself from you.
Do you know how many people would hear this and think, I'm sorry, why are we still talking about this? It's 2022.
I know it.
Like, how is that even an issue with people anymore? But it is. It is from our background. And maybe we need to lead the way with like, get it together.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Six Flags for Jesus is what Leslie has called those mega churches.
Yeah.
That I worked in for 9 years.
I think they're cool. I mean,
it's lights, camera, action.
They got it all, you know. I don't attend like a mega church, but for Christmas Eve one year, we went to Christmas Eve service at the church that you used to work at, that mega church. It was
first class, super high level of excellence.
I mean, it was called like Christmas
slick as hell.
At the movies is what the theme was. And you walked in and they had a full blown train like that you see at the mall that you could sit on and like ride through the lobby. They had popcorn. Yeah. They had Frozen characters. They had Buddy the Elf. They had, and my son, Jared, who was like maybe 13 at the time, he goes, this is good. It's a little too good. Like it was just,
oh my God.
like, yeah. You need to tone it down a little.
Somewhere inside, he's like, there's something messed up about this. I can't quite put my finger on.
I thought this was Jesus's birthday party. But anyway.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
But, people are looking for that for sure. Like we live in a time where instant gratification is a thing. Yeah. And I need entertained at all times. And you need to impress me. But I just don't know about it anymore.
Well, I mean, to each his own. People can do whatever they want to do or be part of those churches. I don't think you're awful for it. I just think what we think that it's doing, it's not actually doing. I think they give a lot of money away, which I think is wonderful, to missions organizations. That alone is really, really great. So I'm not going to act as if there's no place on this planet for churches like that. But I find them to be problematic in that they have this very inclusive and welcoming, like car wrap exterior, but the innards of it is exclusive. It is. Yeah. It excludes people that make up 5% at least of the United States of America, of the LGBT queer people. And they would say, we welcome them. We let them in.
Yeah.
But it's a trick. They don't.
Exactly.
You can come
and you can sit, but you can't serve. You can't talk. You can't do nothing. Just sit and be quiet, get saved, and change your life. That's what we're telling them.
Yeah. And you can write that check to the church. You know, I went to a church here in this area. That's a huge mega church. Very well known in this area. And it's same thing, slick as hell, amazing musicians, whatever. Well, this is what I've done my whole life. And I can't do anything there. I sat there the first week I went. And I just went because I was new here. I was lonely. But as I sat there, I thought, I am the same damn person I was 4 years ago before I came out. Mm-hmm. Nothing has changed. Just now people know. Mm-hmm. And I cannot do what I do best and what I'm really good at here. Yeah. I can only sit and watch. I can't help. I can't share my gifts here because I sleep with a man who's my husband.
Right.
I mean, that is
hurtful.
It's hurtful. It's a mess. It is ignorant. And I don't think they're looking to change it.
No.
But in 20 years, all of their children are going to be on the elder board at those churches, on the leadership boards. And what are they going to do then? Those kids aren't going to hold to this.
No. I think that's why I love working with students and teenage and kids in ministry. If you want hope for the church, it's the next generation. They are very justice seeking and inclusive and all of those things. So I do have hope for the next generation, especially in the church. But we got to get us scaredy cats out of office.
Yeah.
It's all about sin, right? We all talk about sin, but they're okay with me being fat. First of all, is a sin. Second of all, divorced, a sin. I can lead. I can be a director in a pastoral position, but God forbid, somebody who is gay.
See, this even when you say, I'm not trying to take you to task on this, but when you say
I don't care. Divorce
is a sin, what was the other thing?
Being fat.
Heavy is a sin. I don't think any of that stuff is sin.
Really?
I think we have. No, God, no. I think we have this understanding that, this book was written at a cultural time where everybody was judging every damn thing. I mean, you couldn't put mustard on your sandwich or it was an abomination,
Yep.
And that's just not any sort of like wonderful, amazing being.
Correct. I think what I mean is like they've got the sin card that they're walking around with, and that sin's good. That's okay. That sin's okay. But this sin is way not okay.
Yeah. And I'm saying, let's just knock it off talking about everybody's sin. Who cares?
Sin.
Yeah. There was this book by some author named Francine Rivers. They were Christian novels. And there was one called The Sin Eater. Something ate the sin. I don't even remember, but I read that whole book because people kept telling me how good it was. And I just remember I was always freaking liberal in my heart. I mean, even though I was raised in all this conservatism, down deep inside me, none of it ever made sense. I knew that shit was off and I didn't know how to express it and I didn't have the words. But over time, you read enough books, say your prayers, talk to enough people, have enough conversations, and you start to get language to help you develop that part of your faith or spiritual experience. It's stuff I've always cared about. So thanks, Sparklers, for indulging us.
Yeah, that was deep. If any churches are hiring.
This is nothing. I think we've missed the mark so far. I don't believe in hell. I mean,
oh my God.
I'm the worst Christian ever. Nobody can tell me I'm going to hell if I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Where am I going to go?
Maybe this is hell. I'm kidding.
Well, you can make this world hell, but I'm not going to hell. I'm going to Revco.
Honey, hell is Claire's Boutique on a really crowded day. For all eternity, you can't get out of it, and you're pushing a stroller. That's hell. With a stroller.
And the hell for me is bad jazz music.
For all eternity.
Yes.
That's in the Bible, guys. Claire's Boutique. It's listed there in Revelation.
Claire's Boutique and bad jazz music. I think it's just because I don't understand jazz, but oh my God, there is some man, I don't know who it is, but it was on TikTok, who hired a professional jazz band to make an album with him. And he plays the piano on this professionally recorded jazz album, except he can't play the piano. So the whole band they're professionals. They're all hired. I think it's the most creative, funny, like it's all professionally sounding. And then you can tell this guy's like sort of playing what he thinks would sound like jazz music. And then the piano's like, it's a whole album of that. That he paid for this.
Do you think they were insulted, like the musicians, or are they just laughing?
I bet you a lot of people wonder that, like they had to be so insulted. No. Those guys gig for a living and they get so tired of doing the same old shit over and over and over. I guarantee you they were like, this is hilarious. And probably telling their partners at home, like, this is what I get to do. This guy cannot play the piano at all.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's this guy, I only know this because, when your kids are little and they do recorders, there's a guy that plays like real songs on his recorder and it's horrible. And it's on YouTube and it's hilarious. It is the funniest thing. Like My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion is like,
yeah.
So stupid and it's so funny.
And they're all out of tune.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You know that when people used to make those cakes where they show like a TikTok cake and then they show what they actually made when they tried it.
Oh, nailed it. That show.
Nailed it. Yes. Yeah. Well, there's one with a baby Yoda.
Oh, no.
Oh, and they're like what I ordered. The cutest thing you've ever seen in the advertisement. And then the music to September by Earth, Wind and Fire. Da-da-da-da. And then right as it switches, it shows what arrived. And the baby Yoda looks like something out of a nightmare. The most hideous thing you ever. And it's like a recorder that's like, out of tune and all. It's just the funniest. I love that video.
Yes. Total terrible.
It's like, what in the world?
Side note, I sent my brother and sister a happy siblings text. And my brother, Jared, says nothing. He just says, love the podcast. It's too short, in my opinion. Could listen to you guys for a full hour. Then my sister says, yes, it's too short. It needs to be longer.
Leslie, I don't mean to bring up our typical subject matter. You're telling me about Siblings Day and both my siblings. Leslie, they're dead. Both my siblings. Leslie, both my siblings are dead.
Wah, wah. But I bet they would think it's too short too. They want a full hour.
My sister right now is in heaven. She's going, would you stop it? You are making people uncomfortable. And my brother would be laughing.
Yeah. Well,
what do you think, Sparklers? Should our conversations be longer on here? Here's what we think. We like these short snippets because nobody wants to listen to us talk shit for an hour.
Except my brother, evidently.
Yeah, probably because he's your brother. We start and we talk for about an hour.
Yeah.
But we just cut a bunch of shit out.
Yeah.
I've cussed a lot today.
And the church conversation really just brought it out, I guess.
It did.
Yeah.
The end.
Thanks. Talk about something else next time.
I know, that church thing was kind of heavy. I had a lot of feelings.
My parents came up and visited me when I was in college, and we went to my church, and it was Communion Sunday, and my mom got the little cup of juice and she poured it all over herself. And she was like, I'm so glad it's water resistant. We just wipe it right off. And my sister goes, Mom, you got Jesus all over you. And we shook laughing because Mom spilled Jesus all over herself.
So it was her slacks resisted Jesus.
They did. They were like, you know what? No, not today, Jesus.
Yeah. We want Jesus down our throats, not on our clothes.
Okay.
What? Oh, can we talk about that time? I think that some people think, because somebody told me about the podcast where we talk about where I said the guy was doing caulk on the house.
Yes.
And he had to get it real smooth to get it in there.
What episode was that?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Is it?
I sent it out to somebody and they were like, you knew that's what she said. I literally had no idea.
Yeah, you were clueless. You were like, what?
Completely. And then when I heard it back, I was like, how did I not hear that? Let me see if I've got a fun church story. My mom's favorite church story about me is that when I got baptized when I was like 10, I swam back to the steps.
Of course you did.
She loves that story that I got dipped and then like full overarm. I'm swimming. No dog paddle. I went for it. And the funny thing is I heard people laughing, but I didn't know why. It's just a big damn pool. Of course I'm going to swim over there.
Yeah.
I got all that mess off of me. Oh, when I went under that water, all of my 10-year-old sins finally. I mean, think of all the bad things that I had done.
I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God. Oh, gosh.
Joint heirs with Jesus as we travel this sod.
Join what?
Joint heirs.
Joint heirs.
Oh, here we go. This is your wrecking ball moment.
No, I honestly, you know what? I think I don't even know what I didn't know what the words were. Join it. I don't know what I think. I just was like,
heirs with Jesus as we travel this sod. Warm part of the family. And then the big slowdown. The family of God. I can't with that song. Because right now I'm so glad that I'm not a part of the family of God.
Oh no, don't say that. Edit. Edit, cut that out. Cut.
What? I'm not saying I'm not. I mean, I'm sure people would say he's just not a Christian, and I don't really care. Here's what I know about me. End of the day, all I really, really care about is loving others and helping others. Now you tell me what I am. I don't really care what I am. I want people to feel less crazy in this world. I want them to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that they deserve to be here, that they are worthy of love, and that whatever happened to them in their lives that was so awful, they actually can recover from and have a great life. So if that's not a Christian, shove it up your ass.
And quote.
We've done it. This podcast is coming out at 8 a.m. on whatever Friday, and your phone is going to ring.
Oh my God.
And like, no, Leslie, I just think y'all need to reel it in. It's a little bit too far with that. I don't want to be part of the family of God bit. That's it for us today on Fire Away. We'll be back with more seriously funny conversations next week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/podcast Fireaway and on Instagram at fireaway_podcast. And watch our YouTube videos on our YouTube channel. And lastly, fire this podcast off to a few friends. Fire away.
Fire away.
Right now.
Now.
Fire.
Do it.
Fire. Set it on fire.
Go on, get.
My mom used to say that when we were little. I'm going to set you on fire. It meant you was going to get a panking.